Greetings and salutations to all of you lovely, fluffy, non-fluffy, equally beautiful, and oh so wonderful listeners out there. Welcome to whatever episode number this is of the KittyFoxCast. I am not at all on track with what number I should... Well, okay. It is April 7th, 2025, as by the time of recording this. I might start to just implement the dates instead of going with the number, because I don't know, this is like 37 or something like that, but whatever. It's a number. So, I'm going to be honest. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. So, we're just going to do it. We're just going to go for it. You know, this is one of those where it's going to be one of those podcasts where I just feel like talking about whatever's on my mind. I do have things on my mind, but yeah, nothing that was as comparable to last week considering the convention that I went to. But I will mention that this coming week I will be attending Texas Furry Fiesta. That is this coming weekend. I'll be there from Thursday to Monday. And I believe that's the 10th to the 14th or something like that. Anyway, so if any of you are out there who are listening, who are going to TFF, then by all means, let's meet, let's talk, let's have a hug, let's have a picture. You know, I would love to meet you, and I'd love to have the opportunity to visit with you. So looking forward to seeing you. I can't wait. TFF is one of my favorite cons, and I've said that about a lot of cons, but TFF is honestly one of those cons that, for me, it's like, in a weird way, it's like a vacation con. Like, for many years, Megaplex has been a vacation con for me, but TFS just has that vibe of, like, it's not chaotic, it's not too big, you know, it's, like, just the right amount of, like, it's the right amount of... What's the word I'm looking for? It's a combination of fun, relaxing, can be crazy at times, but for the most part, it just gives off a very cozy vibe, I think is what I'm looking for. So it's a very cozy convention, and as a matter of fact, according to my roomie for the con weekend, we are going to have a perfect, like a perfect weather time frame, which I'm excited for. Excuse me, we're not seeing any rain or anything like that, so I'm excited to experience the Texas sun and the warmth. It's going to be 70 degrees, so, and that's Fahrenheit, by the way. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. So again, if any of you are going to TFF, I will see you there. It's going to be a good time. So, what's been going on? This past weekend was very... I've been all over the place. It was one of those times of just going from one place to another and seeing people and enjoying some company and visiting and all that good stuff. So, Friday night we did a stream and it went very well. And Saturday, I went and visited a friend of mine who's who's east of me. I'm not going to give the exact location, but yeah, it's been a while since I'd seen him and his partner, and just got to spend the day visiting, chatting, you know, being there, enjoying some noms, and just talking about life. You know, it was a really good vibe. I'm really happy that we got to do that, and I'm happy that we got to be together. Also met a couple new people while I was there, and lovely individuals who came over and visited right along with us. And at some point during the visit, I had to cut it short because one of my good friends is moving away, actually, in a couple weeks. So shout out to Kirk. I'm going to miss you so freaking much. Like, you and your friendship, you have been such a lovely being my entire like time of knowing you, and I'm just so glad that we've gotten so close and we've gotten to hang out and be together and just really really bond together as your time living up here. And like this is a message to Kirk. um, you've always been so kind to me. You've been so loving, and you've been a friend when I needed one. Like for example, you were there when I needed a place to be after I had a really bad time. Like I was having a really bad night one night, and I was it was because of an experience that happened in my life, and you said, "Hey, you can come over. It's okay." And I went over there, and he treated me with the utmost hospitality. We had had some adult beverages, and we talked, and it was just what I needed. And I'll never forget you being there as a good friend when I needed you. And I only hope that I was as good a friend as to you as you were to me. And of course, we'll still see each other. You're just moving a few hours away, but I know I'll be seeing you less. But I just hope that whenever I get to see you, it'll be just like old times and worth every second as per usual. So Saturday night, we went to a local meetup, a local fur meet, to as a nice little kind of going away party for him, and he was helping to run an event for the I believe it was the first Saturday of every month, and he was one of the main like showrunners, if you will, of that event that happened every month. And like he would DJ, he would set it up, he would get the get all the things going, like the attendance and making sure everybody had what they need, and put the time in and like the dedication, and made sure we all had a good time together. So I really do appreciate your involvement in that, and I appreciate everything that you've done for so many people. And ever since the beginning of that fur event to the end, we had a lot of people show up on Saturday. Like the place was packed, and at one point I was talking to him and I was thanking him for um, what he did and how he was able to make this run so smoothly. And he was like, he was humble about it. He was saying like, yeah, but it's not just me. It's all these people who are involved, who help out, and who um, make make things work. And I just put my arm around him. I put my fluffy arm around him, and I just said, "Kirk, look around. You did this. You made this happen. Collaborative, yes, but you made this happen. You are responsible for this." And we just kind of we hugged it out, and I could tell he was really proud of that. So my best wishes to Kirk. I love you. I'll be seeing you real soon. I'll be coming down to visit you, and I can't wait for the events that are happening in your new home and your new area. And yeah, it's just been an absolute pleasure to have you in my life and still continue to have you in my life going forward. So, yep, I'm so glad we got to celebrate you and celebrate your time and celebrate your newfound endeavors going forward. And here's to all of your successes in life. If I had a drink, I would raise it to you right now. So that was Saturday. We hung out. We got to enjoy fellowshipping and being together and fursuiting, and we got some cookies because there's a there's a cookie shop across the street, and yeah, I got to see a lot of friends and catch up with people, and yeah, just made it a magical night. And originally I wasn't gonna go because it was a lot of driving, between visiting my friend on early on Saturday and then going there at night. And but I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did not miss that time because that was a really special evening, and I was so happy and so feeling so blessed to be around my friends and just have a good time with them, you know. So that was Saturday, and had another friend who was up from uh, more south stay with me because he wanted to come and enjoy the festivities as well. So he stayed with me, and we had a good time together. We you know, spent most of the time sleeping because by the time we got home on Saturday, it was like 3 in the morning. So, a lot of sleep was had, thankfully. But yeah, I also went to Sunday. I went to Sunday services. We had communion. We talked about um, basically distractions in life and things that um, things that can keep you things that can keep you away from purpose and keep you away from like your ultimate goals in life. And it was really good to hear because there were some things that I was thinking of that can be a huge distraction in my life. And it's I started to think about my list, quote unquote, of things that I could probably stand to lessen in my life. So I'll give you all an example. One of the things I was thinking about was, if I'm being completely honest with myself, I think that I am going to too many furry conventions. And it's not just because like people tell me kind of sarcastically like, "Oh my gosh, you go to a lot of furry cons." Well, I do. I think last year I went to 10 of them, and the year before that 9, and the year before that probably 7 or 8, and the number has been slowly increasing throughout the years. But like this year I have TFF coming up right now. Like I've already been to 2 furry cons, and I've been to a separate con that was like a Comic Con I talked about. So technically that's 3 so far, and it's only April, right? So then we have TFF, and then we have Anthro Ohio, and like I could go down the list, but there's a lot of conventions that I'm going to this year. And I started to I started to look at it, and I started to think, am I going too hard? Am I letting this kind of rule my life? Because it's been said before that too much of a good thing is in fact too much. And I'm not saying that furry conventions aren't fun. I'm not saying that I don't find enjoyment. I'm not saying that I don't appreciate them and I don't enjoy them. But I'm starting to get that sense that, starting to get that feeling that maybe I'm overdoing it, you know? Because if I'm going to be more honest, there has been a fair amount of stress. Excuse me. There has been a fair amount of stress that has come from going to so many conventions, not just financially, but also time. Like first of all, having to get the time approved that I need for my work, and also the time that I spend after the fact and before the fact preparing, and then dismantling, and then just yeah, like it's just been boom, 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 like one after another and one after another, and then the next one and the next one. And I think what I've come to realize is I'm not stopping to enjoy them as much as I used to. I still enjoy them, but I'm not taking the time with conventions that I used to really enjoy them, to really enjoy being there and enjoy like just seizing the day while I'm there. So like for a further example, MCFC was a week and a half ago at this point, which is crazy to think about. But I remember thinking to myself, oh man, I gotta go to this panel. I gotta get this footage. I need to hang out with this person. I need to, go get food. I need to do this. I need to go here. I need to, make sure that I get to this in time and wear this. And it just, it started to become a chore. Now, I had a great time, and it was the best year of MCFC yet, but, I started to feel like it was kind of cumbersome, kind of cumbersome. And it kind of took me back a little bit, you know? Like, I'm not taking the time that I should, that the time that I so rightly put aside to enjoy what is in front of me. You know, I was, the other night, yesterday night actually, we had a love stream. We had a fursuit love stream, you know, as like a pre-con, post-con love stream. And I spent most of the time talking about conventions and giving advice and giving like personal stories and that. And yeah, I was thinking about it, like, because I had said something during that whole, I guess you could call it like a crash course in conventions or something, because that's kind of what I wanted the stream to be about, was like advice for your first furry con, how to get the most out of it, et cetera, what to expect. And one of the things that was mentioned during the stream that I struggle to follow my own advice sometimes is when it comes to conventions, all bets are off. Just go about it, you know? Just go about it. You can, it's okay to have plans. It's okay to make an itinerary, if you will, but hang on to it loosely, you know, because things are not going to work out the way that you want them to, you know? Things are not going to work out the way that you want them to all the time, because conventions, they twist and they warp and they're random, and there's chaos and order, and there's things change day to day, minute to minute. You know, you may see somebody for 2 whole minutes, and that's the entire time you see them, that entire con, and then you see that same person over and over and over again. You know, those of you who go to conventions, you know what I'm talking about. And then you go after and try to find that one friend or that one person. You're like, we should meet up, and you never find them, and it's just, yeah, like, it's random. Conventions are random. They are like fluid, very like they're not static, you know. And I think that's a great way to look at it. Actually, is it helps you to hang on loosely to your plans. It helps you, like, realizing that, it helps you to understand that not everything that you're going to be able to do, you're going to be able to accomplish, right? And that's okay. It's okay to not get everything done or check all your boxes, or, you know, go to this place or that place and stick to your schedule. It doesn't work that way, you know? Like I said, it's totally okay to have a plan, but as long as you hang on loosely, as long as you can be content with the fact that you're not going to be able to get done everything that you want to, or see what you want to see who you want to see, and you can be content with the fact that you are there, everything is your oyster in that time, and it's what you do at that time that really matters. It's the decisions that you make, you know? Am I going to choose to be upset that I missed this thing, or I didn't see this person? Or am I going to instead turn it around and go find something else, or look for another opportunity? Or maybe sometimes, and I've done this before, and it's actually quite therapeutic. Instead of walking around the con, instead of strolling around or running around the convention, you know, like mad horse, you know, just going after everything you can, like back and forth and up and down and elevator to escalator, why not take a minute, take some time, take half an hour, just find a bench, find a seat, find somewhere that you can chill, and just let the con walk by you. You know, sometimes it's good to let the convention walk by you instead of you walking through the convention, and then before you know it, you've passed it and it's too late. So maybe sometimes you let the convention walk by you. and then you just take it in for what it is. You know? I think that's pretty solid. I think that's something that we could all benefit from sometimes. Just slow down. Just be in the moment. Be present. Sit right where you are. Stand right where you are. Take some pictures. Wave to some people. Get some hugs. You know? Just chill. Just be there. Look around you. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of beautiful, fluffy people around you who have wonderfully big hearts and stories to tell. And sometimes you got to let those things come to you. Instead of you so vehemently and like passionately going after those things, sometimes you got to let them come to you. So that's just something I've been thinking about. I think what I'm going to do is starting next year, I'm going to severely cut down my convention attendance. I'm going to focus on things that I know I need to. Like I need to focus on my career more. I need to focus on like what I'm going to be doing in the future because I'm not going to be staying at my job forever. I need to focus on getting a new home. You know, I would like to get a house and set myself up that way. And yeah, I'll still go to conventions next year, but it'll definitely be a lot less than what it was, you know? It's going to be hard to choose which ones to go to, that's for sure, but, you know, it has to happen, you know? I think I'm hitting my limit, you know, at least for the time being, at least for the upcoming con seasons starting next year is, I'm going to have to be a little more selective and a little more wise in the choices I have and the conventions I do go to. I plan on making the most of every single second that I can. And that's also a good rule for life. You know, we are constantly, all the time, we are running around. We are trying to get from one place to another, see the people that we're seeing. And we are just like unstoppable sometimes. As a matter of fact, I kind of caught myself over the weekend doing something that I noticed was kind of a nasty habit. I'm going to be, once again, fully transparent with you all. I've noticed that I notice an annoying little habit that I have that I need to stop. Lately, especially, whenever I get into a conversation with somebody, whether it be small talk or, you know, something similar, maybe it's just like, you know, shooting the bull and just having a good time and whatever, you know. I've noticed that it's almost like I'm timing the conversation. Like I am constantly looking for the next opportunity to talk to somebody else. And it's not that I don't enjoy that conversation or that time or those, you know, few minutes that I'm having with somebody in the moment, like right there. It's just that my brain is constantly thinking, where's this conversation going to go? What could I contribute? How do I get out of this conversation? What would a smooth transition look like? And what would the next interaction be like? And again, it's not out of bitterness or contempt or anything like that. Just that, you know, I'd rather be talking to anybody else. It's not like that, you know. It's just that I'm finding that whenever I get into a conversation with somebody or a chit chat or whatever, I'm distracted. I am distracted by the thought of what's next? What's after this? What's next? What's next? What's next? And I gotta stop doing that. Like, I really need to stop looking towards the next thing and instead be with that person who is in front of me and give them the time. Give them my time. Give them, you know, the opportunity and go full force into it and, you know, like be conversational, be loving, be kind, be patient, be, you know, hear them out, listen to them, and have a good time with it at the same time. So I think that's when we disconnect ourselves mentally from a conversation that we're having in the moment, it really does leave a lot of opportunity for hurt feelings. It leaves a lot of openness for um, disrespect as well, because essentially what you're doing is you're showing the person that you're not listening or you're not interested, and that's some of the advice. This advice is something that I need to listen to myself. Be interested. When you're having that conversation with somebody, be interested, be invested, find something to grab onto, relate to them, tell your stories as well as they tell theirs. You know, let's not harp and let's not push for the next thing or the next opportunity or the next move. Instead, let's be content and let's be in that moment with that person. And let's hear them out and let's let them hear us out as well. So that's one of my goals for TFF and other conventions coming up and meets and the like is go full send into these conversations and these fellowships times with people, and don't be distracted. It's going to be difficult, but don't be distracted, Don't be looking for the next thing or the next opportunity or a way to get out of the conversation. Instead, take the time that you have with that person in that moment together and let's walk it together. So I'm holding myself accountable, and if any of you want to hold me accountable, then please do. I definitely, that's what it's all about, is that relationship, those one-on-ones. Those are the things that matter the most in any meetup or any convention or anywhere we go, is finding that common ground with somebody and relating to them. Because it's been said before, and this is a quote that I love. This is a quote that I hung up on my wall, actually. And it goes like this: I shall pass this way but once. If there be any kindness that I can show in this moment, let me show it. May I not defer or deter it, because I will not pass this way again. Essentially what that's saying is you only have one opportunity for kindness per person, because you're only going to pass this way once. And this opportunity is now, because we may not be here tomorrow. So any kindness that you can show it now, for you may not pass this way again. So I think that's the podcast. This is a different one. This is one that's a little bit more self-reflective, I think, and also in a weird way content, because I'm realizing things that about myself that I need to change, and I really want things to be different, and I want to make things better when it comes to conventions, and I'm really excited for all the opportunities that I have this year to go to those, and the excitement that comes with that. But yeah, I got some things to work on, and I'm so grateful for all the friends that I've had and still have and continue to have, and the ones that I'll make new friends in the future, and I'm looking forward to these opportunities of fellowship and these blessings that we get to have together when we are in each other's presence. We are meant to be together. We are meant to be one with each other, and we are meant to do this life together. And that's how we are stronger. This is how we survive. We are not islands. We won't survive without others. So let's do that this week. So that's the podcast. I want to thank you all for listening, and I also want to remind you of the Latin phrase, sic parvis magna. Remember the translation, greatness from small beginnings. Remember where you started, remember where you're going in your purpose, because you are created with a purpose. Remember those who have brought you up and those who continue to stand by you to this day. Never forget them, and just think on it. Remember where you came from, and sometimes when you feel stuck or feel like you're at a roadblock, look back and see where you started and see the greatness therein, and realize that where you are right now, there is still greatness to be had. In the same way, always be you, be yourself. Don't let anyone ever tell you who you can and can't be or what you should or shouldn't be. That is for you to decide. There has never been anyone like you in the world. There will never be anyone like you in the future, and there has never been anyone like you in the past. And only you can do the things the way that you can, the way that you do best. And also, thank you. Thank you for letting me live this dream every single day, for giving me these opportunities, and for showing so much of your love and support. I really don't deserve it, and, if I could give back more every single day to all of you, then I would. And I can't thank you enough for all that you've given me and everything that you've shown, all the love and grace and belief and all the all the gifts you've given me over the years. I really cannot thank you enough. So on that note, I want to wish you a good night. I will see some of you at TFF. And until the next episode, this is Samson Kitty Fox. I love you to bits. And I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye. Bye-bye. Love you.